How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Oh,
Finally,
finally. I hope it's working for you and you can hear me just fine.
I can hear you. I can't see you very well, but I think it's starting to clear up. It might be my internet. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, perfect. Oh, so lovely to hear from you.
And you, and to see you.
Oh, how's the babies?
They're good. They're good. No more babies, toddlers. They'll tell you that they're
Oh,
big boys, but they're all doing good. These guys. So once one is sick, it's just a domino effect, and then it turns into like 3 weeks of sickness, and then yeah, we're out of it now, so all good. Ah, you're frozen. Can you? Hello?
hey,
Okay, we're back. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're back.
Give me a second because I think
Okay.
it's my connection as well. Let me just. All right, can you see me now?
Yeah,
All
perfect.
right, perfect.
Oh,
I didn't hear the last bit you said. You got cut out.
I was just saying with the boys and sickness, it's been like one gets ill and then it's a domino effect, and a week turns into like a month of sickness. So we're on the other end, and everyone's well, so all good.
Oh no, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. And when I got sick last week, I just tried to stay away from everybody. I locked
Yeah.
myself in my room
Oh,
because I
but
was
you
so
feeling
afraid that I
better?
was gonna get everybody sick.
Oh, bless you. All better now, though.
Oh, I'm great. I got my voice back. Thank
Good.
goodness. That was the hardest part.
Good. And how's the podcast going? I can see all your episodes.
I'm trying. It's going really well. I think the hardest part was just trying to record.
Mm-hmm.
And just I've just been getting sidetracked a lot lately in the last couple of months. I think
Okay.
I posted it I launched it like a few months ago and then I just got sidetracked and I forgot about everything and then it was hard to get back into it.
Yeah. Now you're back on track, so all good.
Yeah, oh good, thank goodness. So before we start, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody and me
Okay.
as well, because I don't know a lot about you, but I've been following you for a while and I
Okay.
love your content. I love your
Oh,
photography.
thank you.
Um, so please, the floor is all yours.
Thank you. So I'm Angela from Photography by Angela. I'm a wife. I'm a mum of three boys. We've got quite a young family. Day job, I work in social care full time, and I do photography on the side part time whenever I have space and capacity. And I've been doing photography now for about 4 years, part time, as I said. And it started off as a hobby, something I really wanted to do and get into from a young age. And life happened. Whenever I had an opportunity, something else came up. Went to uni, did something completely different. And I bought my camera when I was pregnant with my first son, which was 6 years ago now. Goodness. And yeah, I decided that maternity year that I would try out photography and just face my fears and just do what I really wanted to do. I picked up the camera and I was totally out of my depth, didn't know what I was doing. The photos came out terrible. So I left the camera and didn't pick it up again until my maternity leave with my twin boys, which was 3 years ago now. And that maternity year, I decided that I would just take my time, learn from others, learn from YouTube. I got a mentor and I really utilized that year to just grow and learn. And the specific style that I was really interested in at the time was lifestyle photography, family lifestyle photography. So I reached out to someone that was already doing what I really wanted to do, discuss mentorship, and just threw myself in the deep end with loads of free shoots, just growing and learning. And yeah, 3, 4 years later, getting paid to do it and really love it. And I'm really liking the balance of not actually doing it full time, not doing photography full time, but having it as an option for employment when I need it, but also the balance of actually doing it as a hobby when I'm actually interested and focused on doing a project that I really want to focus on as well. So that's me.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, in the last bit, you kind of did skip to the like that few questions down, which
Oh
was
yeah.
kind of like, how do you balance your family, your social life, and the business all together?
Yep. You want me to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, please.
The balance of, yeah, full-time job, motherhood, wife, photography is a juggle, not easy at all. But I think when you really want to do something, you'll make it work and you'll find the time and you'll prioritize. So I'm quite strict with my structure and plans and routines. So when it comes to bookings, I'm booking in advance. I don't really like to take last minute bookings just because it's so hard to plan around family commitments and weekend plans and quality time, which for me is number one priority first. And then yeah, the balance of full-time work as well. Luckily I've got lots of annual leave from my full-time job, so if I need to prioritize weekdays or weekends, I've got the opportunity to do that. But yeah, it's a juggle. It's not easy. It's a lot of late nights, it's a lot of traveling, it's a lot of editing time. But I think when you're passionate about doing something and you really want to do it and you have the opportunity to do it, you'll make it work. And I've got a really supportive husband, and the kids, they know that mummy loves photography and is passionate about it. So if I need to do editing, they know that, they can occupy themselves and we can have set family quality time here. But, for the next hour or two, everybody understands what my commitments are as well. So yeah, I think we've got it all down to a nice routine and understanding of boundaries and interests, throughout the whole family as well. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. Like, do you have a dedicated area in your home to like do your
The
editing?
work? Absolutely
Yeah.
not. Absolutely not. At the moment, I'm in my bedroom, which is sometimes, well, most of the time when I'm where I do my editing, just so I can keep an ear out for the boys because I usually edit during the night once I've done bath time, bedtime, and everything. Um, when they're up, my laptop goes with me. So if we're in the garden, I'm editing there, or if we're at the park and I need to bring my bits and bobs while they're playing, then I'll do that there. So as much as there is set times of being a present mother, there is other times where they can occupy themselves and I can take my work with me to kind of be present, but also make sure that I'm meeting my deadlines as well. So
Oh, wow. Like, I find it so amazing, especially seeing mothers and like wives, taking on a job, especially mothers, because like a whole life is depending on you.
yeah,
Um, I don't know if I will ever get there, but I don't think I'll be able to do what you guys do. Like, it's
no, you will.
insane.
No, you will. You will. As I said, I
It's
think
amazing.
when you know that, you really want to do something,
Mm,
you'll make it happen. You'll make it happen.
definitely,
So.
definitely. Um, you said you've been doing photography for 4 years. I want to know how you got into it because you kind of did mention you started doing photography during your maternity leave or when
Yeah.
you were pregnant.
Yeah, so I started learning about photography
Mm,
during my first maternity um leave, and then that didn't go so well. I think there was a number of factors. I think it was, handling being a mother for the first time,
mm,
and newborn stage, and being overwhelmed with that, as well as putting pressure on myself to kind of pick up the camera and do something that I really wanted to do, but understanding that it wasn't the right time also. So things just didn't go to plan, which was understandable. But I didn't give up then and tried again 3 years later. And that's the time where I was a bit more confident with motherhood. it was during lockdown as well, so I had the extra time and the extra support with my husband being home for a bit longer. Um, and yeah, just taking the time to really figure out what I wanted to do, what kind of photography I wanted to do, what went wrong with my learning and growth in the first maternity opportunity, to then understanding where I could grow, or questions to ask, who to reach out to. And I joined the UK Black Female. I always mess up the name, UK Black Female Photography Community, um, and just put myself in that community and having the resources and the support network to ask questions and to learn from more experienced photographers, and also be in the category of a group of newer photographers and going through that journey together as well. I think that really pushed me. Having a mentor, and a mentor in the photography field that you really want to focus on, was really important for me, because it was understanding the style of photography, um, portfolio building, locations, planning a session specifically for that photography style and group as well. That was really important to me, and that was where I think I learned the most, because my mentor Nicole, she took me 2 shoots with her. I think we did about 3 shoots together, where I just stood and watched and observed, and then she threw me in the deep end and said, you know, I need you to book 10 free shoots for the next few months, and send me the photos when you've done them. And that's how I kind of got my confidence, and, you know, learnt my skills, and yeah, portfolio building in that way. So that's kind of how I got into it. And having model families as well, where you can just call up and say, hey guys, are you free this weekend? I want to try this location, or I want to try this idea, and they're happy to do that. It's not always so easy to use your own family. So I think when you have a model family where you know that they're interested in photos, number one, and they're flexible and happy for you to learn and make mistakes and say, actually, guys, I messed up on this gallery, I don't think it's good enough. And they're like, oh, actually, we like the photos, it's okay. Or completely losing the whole gallery, and they're not upset with you because they know that it's your learning journey. So yeah, that was really where I started, and just continued to grow from there.
Oh wow. You mentioned like the asking your model family to help you. My family, none of them are into modeling, so like I had to kind of just like beg them just to even help me build up my portfolio.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's not always easy.
no, it's not easy, and I did give up a couple of times as well, just to be like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I just
Mm.
need a break. But also, you mentioned a photography mentor. I was thinking, I find it so, because like I jump from style to style now. I just stuck with brand photography,
Okay.
um, and lifestyle portraits and stuff. But it's really hard to find a photographer that is willing to mentor you, that's willing to help you build your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just kind of got stuck with a business mentor just instead. Instead,
Yeah.
so I had to build up all that thing, all the portfolio building on my own, shoots and planning on my own. And
Mhm.
I forgot what I was gonna say, but I give kudos to anybody that is trying to do it on their own.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I think a lot of photography is a business, and it's not just the taking photos. I think now we can see that education is a big part of photography,
Yeah.
and the business aspect for a lot of photographers. Um, and there's photographers who you can see that they're passionate and they're happy to help people who are starting out.
Mm,
And in terms of mentorship, I mean, I was blessed to find Nicole. She was still early in her photography journey herself, and I think she was in by a year at the point that I reached out, so still quite early days. But I
yeah.
really liked her style, and I just reached out and said, "Do you do mentorship?" And she said, "No, I'm still new." And I said, "Would you consider just having a chat or me coming to a shoot with you?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm happy to help anyone who's
Mm,
who's in my position or who." I was there one day as well, so I'm happy to help.
yeah.
And I feel blessed and lucky to find her because she's been amazing. But it's finding those mentors that are not just in it for the money, not just in it for business, but are in it because they know the journey. They've been there, they've done that, they've struggled, and
Mm,
they're happy to help everybody else to kind of come up to their level as well. I think that's really important. And there are
mm.
photographers like that. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Especially now, since I've started my business, I've been reaching out more to photographers,
yeah.
whether that's on Facebook and be like, hey, drop your like Instagram handle here, let's be friends and let's keep
Mm,
talking, you know, and that's half of the fun of it, just being able to like share ideas,
yeah,
and just being able to work together, have conversations. Like I've never had that, so I'm
yeah.
glad you had that.
Definitely, definitely. And yeah, as you said, it's the community aspect as well.
Yeah,
Because for me, all my friends do not have the same, none of my friends have the same interests as me in terms of photography. None
yeah,
of my family have the same interests as me in photography. So to have that community and those networks and those friends that understand the struggles and, the learning journey is really important.
oh yeah. You said you do lifestyle family photography.
Yeah.
Um, like, is that your main style of photography, or do you do any other?
Mostly lifestyle. So I've dipped my toes into weddings, more intimate weddings. Yeah, I'm still not sure, but at at the moment that I'm in at the yeah, I'm happy to dip my toes and try different things. But at the moment, it's family lifestyle, maternity, and newborn. That's my bread and butter at the
Yeah,
moment,
I've seen a
and
lot of
it's
your.
working.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the ones that you posted with like the maternity ones and the family ones, and they're so beautiful and so
Oh,
raw.
thank you,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, you're doing really well. I love them.
Thank you. I mean, it's a relatable topic. So being a mum, I understand the journey, I understand the struggles, I understand the not having enough pictures with your kids or your family, or having the time to capture those milestones, like maternity. So, yeah, for me, having that background and having that experience, I can really relate to my clients when it comes to those aspects in life and those milestones. So it's nice to be able to connect in that way.
And sometimes do you know why I find it interesting? Like a lot of the photographers that I see, kind of emulate their life when they're launching their photography business. So whether, from hearing from your experience, your mother, you're doing a lot of family, um, maternity shoots, it kind of does go with your life a little bit.
Oh,
Where for
definitely.
me, I'm more into the brand side
Branding.
of it. So it's a period in my life where I'm building a business, where I'm trying to learn a business. So I always find it really interesting to see
How it relates
how,
to your own.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
What is your creative process like?
As in after the shoots,
Um,
or as in from
Before
booking?
yeah.
Okay, so I usually get an inquiry, and I offer a consultation.
Mhm.
Um, so either face to face or over the phone. Usually over the phone via Zoom, which is a bit easier for everybody. And we'll just go through what the client's looking for, what I offer, building that rapport and relationship to see if we are a good fit for one another, um, answering any questions. I also go through what sessions usually look like, I'll usually send a gallery just as a reference as well. And then if they decide to book, then we'll go into signing a contract, getting the deposit secured, and then building a mood board where we both understand what the plan of the shoot is going to be. So I usually use Pinterest, where my client will add in ideas and I'll do the same. And by the time their shoot is close by, we have a good understanding of expectations. I usually have a check-in just before the shoot as well, in terms of any questions that they may have, outfits, location, any last minute questions or fears or anxieties that we can kind of, resolve, and just make sure that everyone's relaxed and comfortable and knows what to expect. Because I think when clients know what to expect and there's a plan, everything runs a bit more smoothly. I mean, when it comes to children, it's not that straightforward, but also the understanding of I don't want you to pressure your children into doing anything they don't want, or is there any strategies that work really well for your child? Is there any specific toys that may be helpful during the session? Thinking about room temperatures for newborns. Yeah, we just go through a few of those details. At the shoot, I like to take quite a relaxed approach. So we're not going straight in, boom, boom, boom. We're gonna get everybody comfortable. I usually get them to do what they feel is comfortable first. So if we're sitting on the sofa, I don't direct at all. I let them do what they naturally do, and then take it from there. And then with lifestyle photography, you kind of let things unravel a little bit, but I do make it clear that there is still a bit of direction, just because with any photography, there has to be a little bit of direction, just so you get the shots that everybody's happy with. For me as a photographer, that I can use within my portfolio and my socials, but also for you as the photos that you're going to treasure for the rest of your lives and look back on, that you're going to be happy about as well. And once we've done the shoot, I'll usually send a couple of sneak peeks. And I find that kind of just keeps the anticipation and excitement there for the clients. And then, yeah, I usually take about, I say in the contract, 2 weeks for people to receive their gallery. But I try and do it a bit faster for them, but also for me. Because once I get editing done, I know I can spend that quality time again with my family as needed as well. So, and also for my well-being as well. Yeah,
Definitely.
it's a lot. So to get things done um quickly but also professionally, I make sure that all galleries are professionally edited. It then allows me to rest and reset and be ready for the next opportunity.
How would you deal with like a difficult client?
Breathe. I think I've been lucky enough not to have too many difficult clients.
Yeah.
But I think really taking your time to respond, and not letting your emotions kind of get in the way. I think with difficult clients, photographers, or I can speak for myself, sometimes it's, is it my fault? Am I good enough? Is my work not good enough? You start to question yourself and your creativeness as well. But I think, again, having your community and your network and your mentor, and just reaching out for reassurance and getting feedback on the situations as well, is really helpful. But also knowing that you're a professional and you're the expert in your field. So being able to deal with your client in a professional way, putting aside emotions, and also understanding that at the end of the day, you want happy clients. So understanding their perspectives and seeing where you can, meet in the middle and resolve any issues is really important. It's not always easy, but yeah, I think for me, lucky enough, I haven't had too many. So yeah, and you never know what's going to happen. So it's one of these things where you just, yeah, you just have to see as you go along, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true. What is the what is one I can't even read my writing. What is one thing you struggle with in your business?
Um,
So whether working with a family, doing lifestyle, just yeah,
I think for
or even
me,
just editing or setting up a meeting with a client. So just anything surrounding that.
um, I think for me, it's definitely knowing when to say no.
Hmm.
As I said, I don't do photography full time. I do it part time. Um, and there's been periods where there's been an influx of inquiries,
Hmm.
and I get excited and think, oh yeah, I've got all these bookings, I can manage it all. And I have managed, but yeah, I think understanding that your time and the pace that you want to work as well, and knowing what's too much for your lifestyle, especially, life is ever changing, things happen. Um, just to understand that balance for yourself as well. What's important for you and your family, but also that balance of you're trying to maintain a business as well. I think sometimes I do struggle with taking on too much, and not saying no.
Yeah, I think that's like the hardest part as well of like doing especially even like when friends approach you
Yeah.
or like can you do this and you have so many other clients already on your calendar and you just like you don't want to disappoint them but at the same time
Exactly.
you can't do all of everything at once especially
Exactly.
do you work alone?
Yes. As
Okay,
in
so
photography, yes. Yeah, yeah.
like again as when you're just the one woman band and you're doing everything
That's it.
yourself. So I think that's something we all need to learn.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's the business is so varied. It's not just the taking photos, it's not just the editing. You're also expected to be show up on social media and maintain that engagement. I think that's also another
Yeah.
aspect that
So like
I
managing
struggle with. Yeah. It's
um it's I think I've also kind of talked a little bit about this in a previous episode on a pod, but you tend to um not just do like you tend to do the finance side of the business, you tend to do the social media management,
mhm,
the creative directing, the
yeah,
CEO, like just everything all at
every
once. And it's
on
hard
top
to
of
just
life.
exactly. Oh my goodness. But
Yeah, and some people are great at it. Some people are so consistent, and
mm,
you can get into that bad habit of comparing. I know I do it
yes,
sometimes where I'm
definitely.
like, oh, these photographers are so consistent with their posts and their stories, and their engagement is great. Um, but I know it's also using and utilizing the tools available where they're planning in advance, and
Mm,
they're using the apps to kind of post at specific times. I know I haven't taken time to do that kind of stuff. It's For me, it's, oh, when I remember, or when I'm on the train on the way to work, I'll
yeah,
remember to like post something. So that's one aspect that I'm not
yeah,
struggling with, but can do a bit better with. Yeah.
yeah. Like going back to the part where you said comparing yourself to other photographers that are doing amazing on social media, doing everything. I tend to do that a lot, but one thing that I always try to remind myself is that I'm in a different stage in my life and a stage in my business compared to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
always click in, but when it does, I'm able to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think that's healthy to understand that,
Yeah.
because it's not always easy to social media, your eyes are open to so many things, And yeah, it's important to understand that your journey's not theirs, and yeah, there's different stages, definitely.
So let's move into something a little bit more positive. I want to know where do you get your motivation from? Like, what motivates you to create and to like come up with amazing um poses and shoot ideas for your clients?
So motivation for photography is definitely a creative outlet for me as myself. So, you know, being a mum, working full time, being a wife, I think sometimes it's easy to lose yourself and to lose your interests. So
Mm,
photography was a good focus for me, especially when I knew when my family was growing and life was going to be very busy. So it was a motivation for me to kind of know that photography's mine. It's my thing where I can leave the house and have, although I'm working and you know, working and doing things, it's still something that I'm really interested in.
mm,
The other side of that, another part of the motivation was financial, because I knew that I was going to have twins, and I knew things were going to be expensive. So it was also another aspect to have, yeah, a little bit of financial input in a way that I enjoyed, that was going to benefit us as a family. Um, and I think for me, as I said, like motherhood is really important to me, and celebrating that in my clients is another motivation. Um, Also the busyness of family life as well. Being able to support other families to kind of just enjoy that moment of being a family, and I can capture that for them. That's a real motivator for me as well, because as much as I do it for other people, I'm forcing my family to take photos and be in photo shoots as well. When we're on holiday, I'm like, guys, I've booked a photographer. Or, you know, when there's a milestone birthday, I'm like, you know, husband, I've booked a photographer. They're coming here at 2 o'clock today. I've got the outfits ready, just
mm.
because it's a bit of give and take. I understand that that lacks in other people's um family journeys as well. So I try and maintain it as well in mine, where we've got those opportunities to have these prints where we can look back on our memories as well. So that's a nice motivator for us as well.
Yeah, I really love doing that last like part, like printing your own work and just
Hmm.
displaying it in your home.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it just gives you a sense of like calmness and peace about it. At the same
Hmm.
time, you get so excited and you're like, oh my God, I did that, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Definitely.
do you take your camera with you like when you go out?
I do not actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so with my real camera,
Mm.
um, it's mostly just for work,
Oh,
but the iPhone camera is amazing. So wherever we are as a family, I'm always using that to, you know, take photos or get people to take photos of us. So I don't know. I see my camera as work
mm,
sometimes. So
yeah.
yeah, I think for me it's really important to use it as a boundary sometimes.
Mm,
So if it is about family photos, I'm happy to pay a photographer to take pictures of us as a family, whereas my camera is for work. I think when I was learning a bit more, I did use my camera a lot more to try and capture the family, just to practice. But I'm very particular about taking my camera out on days out with the family. We've got a family holiday to Kenya in a few weeks, to see family, and even now I'm contemplating, like, should I take my camera or should I leave it at home? I'm not sure.
I think you should take it.
Take it.
Yeah, just in case, you might not know.
It's true. It's true.
Might
It's
get some
true.
some gems in there when you get back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
again, the iPhone does work as well, like the
Yeah,
portrait modes or, um, either way, I think you should just take the camera.
I'll take the camera. I'll take your advice.
Because it's just a new thing I started doing. Like, no
Taking
matter
it
what I'm
everywhere.
doing, I just take it with me, even if I'm not using it. So
Mm.
that is just like a sense of knowing that, or just confirming to myself, okay, I'm a photographer, I have a business, I need,
Mm.
because I tend to forget a lot of the time that I need to build up my portfolio continuously
Yeah,
behind the
yeah,
scenes,
yeah.
continuously uploading and continuously doing so many things. Um, I don't want to keep you any longer. I think that was all the questions. Is there any additional information that you want to add that I haven't asked? Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good. I think we've had quite a nice variety of questions. Thank you.
I'm so glad we finally get to do this.
Definitely, same.
I think we've been planning it for a while, but life just
Yeah,
gets.
it's finally happened.
um, where can people find you?
So you can find me on all socials at photography by Angela with two L's.
Mm.
And my website is photographybyangella.pixieset.com.
All right, perfect. I will link them down below so that they can find you.
Thank you.
I love your work. You are constantly uploading new, beautiful, amazing women and families and babies. Sometimes I look at your photos and I like get a little bit of a baby fever, and I'm like, I'm
Aw.
not there yet.
That's the aim.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Thank you
Lovely.
so
Well,
much.
thank you for having me.
I'm glad you can make it, and I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
the baby. I keep calling them the babies, but I'm glad that they're doing well and they're healthy.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll
So
catch
much.
up soon, definitely.
Definitely. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.